Hi, I'm Stephen Thompson. I'm an author, philosopher, lecturer, and spiritualist. I teach workshops around the country on common sense living in an everyday world. Today's lesson that I wish to share with you is the hand model of wellness. I'm going to assume at this point that all of you have at least one hand. So in teaching this, it's to remind you that wellness is no farther away than the length of your arm, and your hand and fingers are going to represent the lesson. The first finger that I'm going to work with is the little finger, the pinky finger, and I say that because that represents the physical body. Now, we know in choice making that when you do things positive, you feel better and your health improves because you're happier. So we know that in the physical body that you, as one of my listeners, I know are already perfect, that you each exercise perfectly every day, you eat the healthy foods, you don't slam a lot of drugs and alcohol into your system, and that because you're watching this video, you're all perfect candidates to live in wellness. But for those that you might know that don't do that, the choices that you make in your physical body as one of the components in the hand model of wellness are really important to you. So I want you to start looking at what you're doing to support yourself in your physical body. The next finger, the ring finger, is the social aspect of our lives. We are all social beings. We have churches and we have communities and service clubs that we're involved in. And we're always out there involved in social activities. Well, we know that some of the activities with our social environment support us, and they're healthy. And then we know that there are other social activities that really take us away from our being our authentic selves, and that we're not really living up to our full potential. So we have the physical body, we have the social body, and the middle finger is the emotional body. And the emotional body are the things that we do that will cause us to relax, to make good decisions about our life. Worry is not in our best interest. Fact is, we're the only species that can worry about the future. When we live in joy and happiness and giving from the heart, is a very emotional support system that we get to have as human beings. And when we use anger, resentment, judgments, and things like that that are negative, we actually are taking away our life with the emotional components that we have the ability to adhere to. See, we are human beings which run on a very high level and have the ability to make choices. Most animals, for example, are much more instinctive. They don't worry the way we worry, and they also don't have the joy that we have. They're based on survival, and that is either through their sex or through their food or fight or flight. And we are special as human beings, and often we just forget this and we don't nurture ourselves through the hand model of wellness and all the other things that we're facing in life. So the next finger is the intellectual finger. We can do things that other species can't. We can fly because we can build airplanes. We can communicate around the world because of satellites that we put into orbit. We have computers and cell phones we can talk on to keep close to our family and friends. So the intellectual is the fourth finger that I'm going to talk about today. Remember, we have the physical body, the emotional body, the social body, and the intellectual body. Now, the last and the least finger that we're going to talk about is your thumb. I call that the spiritual model, because the spiritual model is the values we hold and they're sacred to us. Trust, honesty, dignity, grace, our religion, our faith. And what's beautiful about the thumb is it is the guiding principles that keep us making the right decisions with all the other fingers. So how it does that, it's the only finger that can reach out and touch all the others equally. So the lesson today is to put your spirituality first in the decisions that you're making. Is the decision that I'm about to partake on in my best and highest good? Is it doing things that help or hurt another person? And always go from the principles of the values you hold and your sacredness with how you live the rest of your life. So if this lesson meets with your approval and you'd like to find out more about me and our programs, you can always find us on itjustmakessense.com. You'll see other products, books, and our lecture schedule on that website. So thanks for joining us.